You got within 8 points in the third quarter. Do you think you might be able to roll over the top at that point?
We would have liked to have hoped so, but we know how good Geelong are down here, so that was going to be a challenge even from that point. But we were, it was a really positive position to be in. We'd fought it out right up until that point. Probably had our opportunities as well early, especially early, where we didn't put scoreboard pressure on, and that cost us in that first quarter. They're so potent when they go forward. They go down one inside 50, they'll punish you. Whereas we weren't able to do that. Unfortunately, that's a couple of weeks in a row now that we've let ourselves down. From a scoring shots point of view or opportunities, we gave ourselves a chance, but we weren't polished enough today, unfortunately.
Did you talk about that before the game, especially with Tyson and Josh out?
We discussed, we've discussed during the week on how we would go about scoring. When you look back on it, I think there are opportunities that we all believe we knocked through. Get yourself in a position, offer some really good contest. The way we started the game, and actually right throughout the game, I thought we challenged them in that area. I thought we brought the fight. They're one of the best teams in the comp in that space, so they lifted, especially after half time. They smashed us in tackle, but we had first possession, so that's why that number goes up. But we embraced the fight. We had a really good crack at them, and we weren't able to put through goals when, unfortunately, and it was a difference in the game again.
Thompson had 40, obviously had a bit of leeway. What was your thinking around, I suppose, trying to tighten up on him or let him do what he did?
Yeah, we looked at all of that during the game and changed up our structure ahead. A lot of that was ground ball. 13 of those are kick-ins. So when you don't kick straight, you give a player like that an opportunity to use the ball. He's very good with the footy. We did play an extra in around stoppage for a period of time. We went to 6 forwards as well. They dropped another one behind. So they create shape on the ground very well as a mature group, and they were able to do that. And he's the guy who they like to free up, and he's pretty hard to stop in that space. But he's had 40 a number of times, and they've lost games of footy. So we'd like to have obviously limited his ball use, and we know that's a factor in the game. But we do that by kicking goals and not giving him another 13 opportunities.
Riley O'Brien, his response today, were you pretty happy with him?
Yeah, really pleased with Riley. Came back in and competed, was part of that midfield group. So when you talk about our fight, he's a big part of that. He gives us an opportunity for first hands. He's a big, strong lad and got working around the ground as well. So we are pleased to have him back in, even though we were really pleased with Strawny's efforts in the 2 weeks that he was up. So we'll continue to have a look at that, whether there's a possibility of us possibly going 2 rucks.
Win contested ball again, like things are starting to fall into place, you're just not getting the win.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, you sit with the group at the end, and they're shattered in there because they know they can pinch these games and win these games. But we're not getting it done at the moment, so it's a pretty tough road. But they're sticking tight, which is what we love about them. We're on a journey. We're working really hard. Fogarty's an example of a guy who he's the same as the whole group, but he's put in so much work, been challenged. I thought today he was outstanding. I thought he stood up, gave us exactly what he's been working on, and he's now got to go and work even harder. But it's just an example of our development and where we're getting to. It will come, and it'll come really quickly, and we'll knock through those goals early in the game and dominate a quarter. And it's amazing what the scoreboard can do to your game, because there are periods where we let ourselves down with some ball use, maybe trying a little too hard.
You got an update on the injuries?
I haven't, not as yet. We came straight in here, but what have we done in the end? Butsy went off. I haven't found out exactly where he sits at the moment, but fingers crossed he's okay.
Concussion?
I haven't had any confirmation around that. I believe it was concussion that he was taken out for, so we'll have to follow some of them up.
Just on your forward structure, Walker, I imagine, with luck, will come back next week. How do you, Tilthorpe, Fogarty and Himmelberg are all kind of vying for those next 2 spots? Is that the way it sits at the moment?
Yeah, that's our forwards group at this point. Riley's Riley's obviously just starting out his career and really feeling out the game. Had some impact today at times, but he's still really learning his craft. Doing a great job. It's actually nice to have him in, and he pinches out in the ruck. We've got Himmelberg at the moment, who's back in our SNFL side, playing, looking to just find a little bit of confidence. And as you said, Tex, coming back in. The key for that is for he and Darcy, for Darcy to be able to do what he did today while Tex is there. That's our challenge. We want Darcy to be the man and step up, and I've got no doubt they'll be able to do that. And today was a really good step in the right direction.
Is Darcy going to be the player we all thought he was going to be still in your mind?
Oh yeah, we've got a hell of a lot of belief in where he's at. He's doing so much work off the field, and we saw it today. And I think, as I mentioned about our group, when you look at development, it's time. It takes time. Now, some people are saying he's had that time. Well, we feel he's right at that spot where we're going to see an explosion with him. We saw enough today to say, well, he's got it in him. Really pleased for him because it's off the back of hard work. It's now just, sometimes at this point you can, perfect, I've done it. He just needs to now keep his head down. But it's a real positive for us because Shane McAdam down there is playing outstanding footy and has been now for the entire season. So to be able to take a little bit of pressure off Shane and what we require from him, with Darcy stepping up, when Tex comes back in, Riley, his game's only going to improve the more times he plays footy. He's going to get up to speed with it. It can look like quite a different forward line pretty quickly.